An ancient pen with dark powers in the attic rumored to grant the user unparalleled creative prowess comes with a terrifying price. When the writer held this pen, a sound echoed in his head. I need blood to write. The blood of an animal or someone you love. The sinister magical fountain pen, part the writer Chap 2. However, with each success, the writer also felt growing anxiety and doubt in his heart. He realized that every achievement came at a cost, and his success was no exception. Gradually, he understood that happiness and success could not be measured by the sacrifice and suffering he had to endure to achieve them. And the price writer Dung had to pay began. One day, when he held the pen, a sound echoed in his head. The eerie voice said, I need blood to write. The blood of an animal or someone you love. Strange changes gradually appeared in the functioning of the magical pen. Initially, it only needed enough ink to use, but now, as the writer's works became more famous, the pen demanded a higher price blood. The writer felt scared and confused by this change. Every time he held the pen, fear began to manifest in his mind, as he realized that to continue succeeding, he had to pay with the blood of those he loved. Even though he understood that success was not worth the price of blood, when he put down the pen, writer Dung could not think of any ideas to continue writing, and so, his spirit and emotions could not restrain the temptation of the imaginative power the pen provided. He faced a difficult decision between continuing his great career and preserving his integrity. Writer Dung stood before a tough decision. He wanted to continue maintaining his great writing career but did not want to sacrifice too much. Thus, he decided to use the blood of his pet to feed the magical fountain pen, maintaining his writing career. Initially, he felt pain in his heart when he had to do this, but the thought of success and continuing his career drove him to overcome it. He hoped this would be enough to satisfy the pen's greed. However, the pen's ambition knew no bounds. It demanded more and more blood, forcing the writer to find ways to collect it from different sources. Finally, when his pet had run dry of blood, the pen demanded the writer's own blood, making him face an unavoidable decision: to take blood from himself to nourish the pen's unending ambition. The writer realized that to sustain his career, he had to accept the terrifying truth about this fountain pen. The owner who wanted to use it had to pay with fresh blood. Not just any ordinary drop of blood, but the blood of the person or animal most beloved in their life. It was a pact with dark power, and only those who dared to confront it could use this pen. In pain, he cut a mark on his body, letting the blood flow to feed the pen's inescapable ambition. The first drops of blood fell with a cold, painful sensation, but the pain and guilt could not stop him. Seeing the pen continue to work, the writer felt a sense of excitement and hope. It was the hope of a bright future, of new successes, of great works. However, accompanying the joy was the pain of sacrifice. Each drop of blood was a part of himself, a part of his life and soul. But with that sacrifice, he hoped to achieve great works, the successes he desired. The pen demanded more and more, and the writer became increasingly gaunt and frail. His health declined and his body was covered with wounds inflicted by the pen. At this point, Dung felt the horror and despair of having to harm himself to sustain his career. He understood that the pen's greed would never stop and that it would continue to demand until there was nothing left to sacrifice. Gradually, as he felt his own loss, the writer realized that no success was worth the injury and sacrifice of oneself. He decided to abandon the greed and seek the true meaning of life elsewhere, outside the glitz of career and fame. He felt regret and was haunted by the price he had paid. Each drop of blood he had used to fuel the pen, each breath had turned into pain and fear. He realized that success was not worth it when paid for with himself and what he cherished. However, the writer realized that giving up the sinister pen was not as easy as he had hoped. Its magical power was like gum stuck to a shoe, hard to remove. Every effort he made ended in failure, and the pen persisted in holding onto him.